So for my next Spooktober project, I'm going to be using this new collage digi-download collection, this Halloween spooky pumpkin spice set. So in this one, you get the large pumpkin, you get a smaller, medium-sized pumpkin, and you also get one which is perfect ATC sized. So you get multiple uses out of this little set. That's an ATC. So you can see it's perfect size for that. That one's just a bit too big, and that's way too big. But there's also a few other little bits and pieces in there. Some ephemera thrown in. So you've got a couple of those fun kind of spooky moons. Up there, you've got a couple of quotes. Something wicked this way comes, and pumpkin spice and all things nice. Plus you've got some nice kind of Zetty style paper strips that you can cut out and stick down for faux washi. On this sheet, you get this fantastic background paper pattern design, which comes from the All Hallows paper set that I released this year. So that's available as a separate paper pad and a digi-download. The full paper pad is. So why not check those out if you're interested. A few vintage kind of Halloween-y themed bits and bobs here. And then on the second one, this is from the Haunted Mansion Halloween paper set that I released last year. So they're all kind of worn wallpapers and distressed damasks and grungy, watermarked, rusty kind of backgrounds, and a couple of mini dictionary pages. Both Halloween-y themed, I think. One is scary, and the other one says ghost on it, or ghoul, or something like that, somewhere. Ghost, yes, it says ghost. So they're both kind of Halloween-y themed dictionary pages. So those are the three pages in the digi-download set that you're getting. I'm not going to use all of them today. I'm only going to use, obviously I can't use both of the background papers. I'm going to use this damaged, distressed damask one on this art journal page here. I've got the last page in my Diane Reevely 8x8 black journal, which I've had forever, and I don't really use it that often. I think, when did I start it? Let's have a look. Is there a date on there? 2015. So I've had this one on the go for the last 10 years. So this is the last page. So why not? So what I will do is I'm going to use this large pumpkin. I'm going to use a few other bits and pieces for collage clustering on the dark journal page background. So the first thing I need to do is to go away and cut everything out. So that's what I'll do. Back in a moment. Okay, everything has been cut out that I'm going to be using. A little interesting incident with my internet losing connection while I was cutting everything out, and I've had to reset it all again, but never mind, that's by the by. Okay, so as I was saying, everything that I'm going to use has been cut out. I haven't stuck that down yet, but that's just going to sit there and have that black border around to give it a nice kind of frame. I will probably be distressing everything to within an inch of its life as much as I possibly can. So now the thing to do is to start looking at composition and about layout. So let's just take the big pumpkins, because they're going to have to go there as the main kind of focal. These two dictionary pages, I think I'm going to have one coming in the bottom of the page there and one coming in the top of the page there. And then I think I'm going to cluster around here, put this probably up here, to move that in a little bit there. And then we can add in some washi tape and some Zetty stripes around the page as we're going along. So I think that's going to be kind of the layout for the page. I might even cut these mushrooms out so that they're there. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to scuff and scruff up the edges of the page as well. So let's just bring those in so that they're about half and half. Yeah, I think I like that. I like that a lot. Right, so let's make a start. So shall we scruff these up first? and then decide where we're going to cut. So I reckon about there on the word scarab. Alright, so that's probably going to go about there. It doesn't matter if it's a bit wobbly, that's fine. Actually, we said we were going to scruff it first, didn't we? There we go. Let's create some snow first. So I'm just going to distress the edges. You could use an edge distresser. I have got, or did have, about 4 of the little edge distresser things on a book ring somewhere. I always used to have them on the shelf in front of me. That disappeared a bit. So yeah, let's just tone that, so that's fine. It is a Halloween page after all, so it doesn't matter if you've got dinks and rips and tears and that kind of stuff. All right, let's get some distressing. Let's get around the edges. Cool. All right. Just blow all the dust away. And then this one, we said we'd probably bring it about the same height, about there. Under the word giblet, which is always fun. Oh, coffee. Forgive me for taking advantage there. So let's give that, oh, look at that, nice big tear there. So let's have that out as well. Scruff the edges along there. It's a while since I've seen those scruffing tools, which means they're buried under something else, or I've put them away, I've tidied them away. Because they were on a book ring, I usually have them just to hand. But yes, I've probably tidied up a tad. All right, so we've got Ghost and Scary. So they're going to go about there. So I need to do the big background sheet as well first. So we'll do the same thing to that. And again, it doesn't matter if we get tears in it. It's always a good thing. Lovely. Just all adds let's just speed up a little bit. All right, so we've now got that. So we need to maybe lift up that a little bit as well if we're going to get it in the right position. So let's just tear up there as well. And we can curl that up just to get it so I can line that up with that. Like that. Okay, so we need to start getting some glue down. If I can grab my glue. Oh, I'm not going to use a glue stick. I want something a bit more substantial for that. So let's use this grab and go. Because I'm kind of using cardstock, I've printed on cardstock, not flimsy printer paper. Because I like my collages to be a bit more substantial. There we go, let's get that down. And then we'll have this bit. So stick that over the top, lift it up a little bit so you can still see the torn edges down there at the bottom. And then this one wants to be about there, we said. So again, just drop it down a little bit. So that's kind of in line there. So you've got that clear kind of like divide in line there. So when we drop that down, oh yes, love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, so I did say maybe about cutting those mushrooms up, but I don't know whether I want to. Let's just give that a bit of a distress. Or perhaps we should have scruffed it up first. Let's do that. Oh, like it. Matches the bottom now. It's easy to forget how sharp these scissors are. Okay, again. So blow all that dust away, all that snow. Go back round with the distress ink. That's more like it. Okay, let's drop that in the corner there. Like that, and then we've got the moon. I'm not going to scruff the edges of that. I think I'm just going to leave him as he is. So on the Digi download kit, I've created these little moon faces so that you can easily punch them out with a 1.5 inch circle punch. There we go. So what we've got there now is a kind of a mirrored composition. You can see we've got the same sort of mirrored composition there, which is cool. I like that. So what I'm going to do now, let's bring in some washi tape. I've got some Tim Holtz Halloween washi tape here. So this is the tartan one, plaid, if you're American, tartan for us. So let's just add some of that, just dot it around. Like that, and maybe just another small bit. And let me just audition that again. Yeah, you're not really going to see a huge amount, that's fine. I think maybe just 2 bits of that is fine. And then I've got another one which has got some spider webs on it. Don't know whether this is Tim Holtz, not sure. Let me just get rid of that straight edge there, because because we do like torn edges. So let's bring that spider web one in there, and then again I'm going to place all this in the background. So maybe a longer strip of that. Let's see if we can get, that's it, a better kind of edge on there. So where did we say? So it wants to go about there. All right, so let's straighten that up a little bit. Oop, as straight as we can get it. And it doesn't matter if it comes off a little bit into the black. Don't mind that. And then I've got a little one here that's got like a skelly bob on it. So let's just have one of him. Like so. And I think maybe another one just kind of mirrored on that side, because we do like skeletons. Everybody should have one. Okay, so the Zetty stuff. Let's add some of that. Maybe coming in this side, actually. Maybe coming in from the side. Let's rip some of that. Rip some of that. Give it just a little bit of distress. Don't have to go mad. Let's just put a little bit of glue on there. Oops. What did I say? Don't go mad. I think just tuck that under. It dries clear, this stuff anyway, so. And then we'll just have another piece, maybe just poking out across here. I don't think it's going to need a lot, to be honest. You'll find quite a lot that, you know, even though you prepare loads and loads of stuff, you don't necessarily use it all, because you get to a point where you think, no, I'm over egging the pudding a little bit. A bit glue on my finger. I'm going to have that coming out just about there. Composition wise, I think that is probably going to be just how I want it. So I might not need that at all. So we've got this Happy Halloween, this vintage Happy Halloween sign, which I was kind of going to put up here somewhere, but I don't think I'll bother now. Instead, I'm just going to do my quote. So first things first then, what I need to do is just quickly go around my little pumpkin and just distress where I can get into. So there's going to be a little bit just on there, just to dull those white edges a little bit. Just tap it with the distressing, twist as you go in, and you'll pretty much fill in any white bits. Can't really see any now, which is cool. Right, let's get some glue on that now then. I did have some glue in a fine applicator. Oh, let's have a look. Where are you? There you are. Let's see if we can get a little bit of that to come out. There we go. Just on those hat tails, which is a tad delicate. And then the rest can be the big chunky stuff. That'll do. It's not going to go anywhere. So let's drop that down exactly where we said, about there. All right. So I think what I'll do is we'll just take a break for a second, just to let that grab and set and hold, and then I'll be right back. It's been a few minutes, so I've already cut out and just shortened down my little quote blocks that I want to use for the page. So this is the pumpkin spice and all things nice. From the kit, you also have something wicked this way comes. So you could do alternate ones, different background, smaller pumpkin in a smaller journal maybe. You can probably get use out of at least 3 projects out of this DigiKit. At least 3. Going to be doing ATC, an art journal page and a card. What more could you want? Right, so let's get some glue. So let's have that there. That there. And that there. All right, so while that's sitting there, I just want to come in and do just a little bit of stenciling just in the background. I've got this is the Skull Stack stencil, which again was a new release this year. So, and again, let's just come in with that brown. And all I'm going to do is just do a hint up there. Like so. And maybe just one down here in the corner. Just so it looks like you've got a couple of eyes staring at you. Let me just go a bit heavier in those. That's better. Just so it looks like there's a pair of eyes staring at you from the background. That'll do for that, I think. Don't want to go too mad. So I think I'm done with this art journal page. Really enjoyed putting this one together. It's just fun just to go through the process of the cutting out, the sticking down, and actually working out the composition, or your final composition. So it definitely is definitely more about the journey than it is about the finished result. But yeah, I really enjoyed that page. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me create it too. If you have, please remember to give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. That's all from me for now. I will see you all again for another Halloween project very, very soon. Bye for now.